Bessie Johnson. I'm the master artist, and this is my apprentice, Larven. And we have been doing different things with pioneer baskets. We've been weaving pioneer baskets since October. And this video is an overview of the techniques that we have been going over. She's been learning, and she's been back, and she's done a great job with it. Appreciate the enthusiasm she brought to this presentation. And my relationship has been very rewarding. It has been an enjoyable learning experience for me too. Thank you. And a very special thanks go out to Missy Arts Commission for sponsoring this apprenticeship program.
My name is Larven Hairston. I am from West Point, Mississippi. I'm the apprentice for Miss Bessie Johnson in the art of pine needle basket weaving. I got interested in it years ago from seeing Miss Johnson at different festivals and her artwork, and it's always fascinated me to learn a new craft.
That's a plain spiral stitch there. That's the first basic stitch that she learned to do and made a basket using the first basic stitch for making pine needles. These are some examples of pine needle and the history of pine needle basket weaving. This is the oldest publication that I could find. It was put out by USDA a long time ago, the Mississippi Department of Extension, so they were used to do basket weaving. And this is our old publication. This is a lady from Georgia. She did some basket weaving and working with it. And these other publications that I have here are just different ones down through the years have developed their own techniques for basket weaving. But basically the ones that we use more than anything else is the USDA publication that was put out in 1920. So that gives us some background. These all as well to use that collected these pine straw. They had fallen on the ground. They had turned an even tone of brownness. And all you do, once you collect them, you wash them real good to get rid of any insect. Then you just take them one at a time. And that little cap on the end, you just take it and twist it. And that gives you a smooth end. And it needs a blunt end. You don't want to cut it, because if you cut your pine straw, you have a tendency to sharpen that end, and you don't leave that end sharp. One thing you don't want to do when you go out and collect your pine straw, if you should collect them green, you want to let them turn an even tone of brown. Put them out in this direct sunlight, keep them turned over, let it rain on it, mildew on it, and whatever. But if you make them green when the pine straw dry, it will loosen your stitches and loosen your basket. But in the fall of the year, while they're new straws, you want to go out and collect them and pick them up off the ground where they've turned an even tone of brownness. Put the color into pine needle baskets, and this is an example that I've done, and I dyed my raft. And I use a plain red dye. The natural dyes don't seem to hold too well. And you just, when you're making your basket, you just put color in where you want your color. You know, the raffia come out, it's a natural color. So these are all the colors. But to make your color last, you want to make sure that you use plain old-fashioned red dye. Just get you a pot of water, follow the instructions, and just drop your raffia in it. And let it stay for an extended period of time. The darker the raffia is, it's going to be a shade lighter when you let it dry. So that's it for the dyeing raffia. And you might want to get a color chart to help you combine and coordinate your colors. Wrap, fold, and roll. The first wrap about an inch. The wrap portion only, you fold it in half, and you'll come up an image like this. Then around this center, you just continue to roll until you get a center as large as you need it to be. So wrap, fold, and roll. The wrap portion only, you fold it in half. Then you continue to sew around this little raffia covered center, and that is the basic stitches for tiny basket weaving. And here's one who started. Just hold that here. The raffia center, and this is basically the wheat stitch. It's the spiral stitch and the wheat stitch combined. It's a very interesting decorative stitch. Now, you never run out of pine straw until you get ready to end your basket. This is a gauge. A gauge to maintain the thickness throughout your basket and hold your pine straw together. But as you move the gauge forward toward the end of the pine straw, it will loosen up and just flip around on you. But you have to always add stitches. And this is how you add stitches. You take a few pine straw, make them even. Move your gauge down to your last stitch, open up the center, and insert some new pine straw. Push the straw until it stops. Now you're ready to do a little bit of stitching. About putting the handle on a basket. So this is how we cover the handle first. This one handle is a little bit different from this one. And once we get the handle covered, we decided to divide the rim of the basket even. And once the rim of the basket is even, we insert that into the top of the basket, the outer ring. And that keeps the basket, make it more sturdy. Or you can go to one like this, where you have sort of divided the end of the handle into two sections. But that's kind of how you get your handle on. You want your handle to look like it is growing out of the basket. And once you get the handle done, it's you can finish it all with extra pine straw, anything you like.